Hello, David. Wonderful to have you here with us at IMHU.
Thank you very much. It's great to be invited to be part of your program.
Thank you. Please tell us where you're located right now and also a little bit about what you would consider your work, because I know there's teaching as well as working with individuals and groups.
Yeah, I actually live in Phoenix, Arizona, but not much of my work is done here. I basically travel the world almost about 10 months out of the year,
Uh-huh.
and I work with large traumatized populations. So I work with people who've been through natural disasters or people who've been experiencing war or some type of political violence. And the technique that I use, which I created, which is called tension and trauma releasing exercises, is a technique that is a self-help technique and one that can be used with large populations to resolve stresses and traumas. And the reason I do that is because most of the population of the world that does experience traumatic or stressful events usually doesn't have access to mental health professionals to guide them through this process.
How many people can you work with at the same time in doing
Well,
those
the
releases?
most I've worked with is 350 people, and that was actually soldiers, because we had to take these soldiers through this process very quickly and teach them how to use this as a resiliency technique.
And what kind of results do you get from this particular kind of work? Let's say 350 people in the military. What kind of results are reported?
Actually, they're surprisingly very positive because it's using a body's natural technique of relaxing itself, so you don't have to use a lot of cognition. And once you take out cognition and a person's attempt at trying and you activate its own system of recovery, it seems to be much easier and with a higher rate of success.
Fabulous. And so what would someone report who had been through this particular kind of experience? What would they
In
report as a
general,
result? Yeah.
yeah, they report two different categories of improvement. One would be in the psychosocial realm. So usually they sleep better, they feel less anxious, their anger has calmed down, or their fears or anxieties have reduced. And the other one is that they feel a lot of physical health restoring itself. Like a lot of people will report that they don't have gastrointestinal problems after doing this, that they've loosened or released their lower back pain or neck or shoulder pains, all of those which are common in stressful or traumatic events.
Fabulous. Well, of course, it makes me think about the American military and what extraordinary stress the soldiers are having both when they're there, Afghanistan, Iraq, etc., or when they come home, and the amount of suicides that we're having, which is
Right.
frightening.
It's very frightening, and it's sad in some ways that a lot of it can be prevented, I believe. And what we still need, and not just with our own American military, but with people around the world, are far more self-help techniques that are immediately effective and can help put the control back into the individual who feels that they're under stress or trauma, because the stress and trauma actually feels like it took away their control. So one of the healing elements is to restore a sense of self-control. And that's what this technique does. It really empowers the individual to take back their life and begin to establish their own healing process.
Wonderful. Well, let's call that the end of our intro, and I'm looking forward to doing a longer interview with you in a couple minutes. Thank you
Great.
so much for
Thank you.
being with us.